She was honestly probably one of the baddest chicks I've ever met in real life. Put it this way, when I asked her to go to prom with me, right? When she said yes and other people began to find out, other dudes came up to dap me up in the hallway and be like, bro, I heard, like, this is some good, like, it was a flex. They were proud of me for getting the chick, like, that's how pretty she was, right? Now, I want to preface this by saying this is pre-Christian me. I might have claimed to be Christian, but the only thing Christian about me was the cross that I was wearing. Nothing in my life showed any fruits. That's why I'm explaining this and talking about her the way that I am, because that's just how I was thinking. Over the following couple days after that happened is when things started to get weird, because the yes slowly changed to a maybe, and everything started to feel off. And then the next thing you know, she's no longer into dudes, and then she had a girlfriend. So that's what happened. I'm telling you this story because I know that rejection or like any of that anxiety stuff, or when it doesn't go the way you want it to, that sucks. But really, I want to use this video. If you give me the next few minutes, it's probably only going to take like me 4 or 5 minutes to explain this. I want to help you conquer your fear of rejection, your social anxiety forever. So the girls that you like, the girls that you see out in public that you want to go talk to, but you're too scared to go do it, you can get over that and finally just go up and actually start meeting the women you actually want to meet. Especially if you're a young masculine man, you're on Christ-focused self-improvement, because there's this narrative pushed online, especially in this like Christian community, that it's bad for Christians to be social. It's bad for Christians to go up and approach people or approach women, whatever it actually is. I'm going to be honest, bro. The longer I started creating content when I was 16, I was teaching self-improvement and such, and I was really involved in that niche for a long time. Then I radically found Christ. I started teaching Christ-focused self-improvement. I'm telling you, the only people who push this narrative online are incel people. That's it. It really doesn't matter how godly you are. The only way you're going to meet people, in general, this is just a truth, right? Whether it's just new Christian friends or you want to find like a Christian woman, you have to actually go out and meet people. It doesn't matter what level of Christ-focused self-improvement you're on, or how much money you have, or how good you look, anything like that. If you're not going out and going to different Bible studies, or going to maybe youth events, or going to church consistently, or maybe you're out at the gym and actually meeting people, you're not going to make Christian friends, much less meet Christian women. And typically the people that disagree with that are also, this is probably one of the craziest things I've seen online, they try and push this idea that because you're Christian, you shouldn't care about looks, right? Like, you shouldn't care if you're attracted to your... It's some of the most diabolical advice that you see online for Christian people. No wonder they have no game. They'll sit online and say, yeah, women only want guys that are ripped and make 6 figures and stuff. They push the narrative that you need money in order to attract women, and then get mad when that's what they've been sowing with their mouth, what they've been speaking for so long. And then they actually attract women because they have money. Money matters, right? Looks matter. Why are we being so delusional about this stuff? It obviously matters to some degree. Like, I'm sure I'm not dating a fat chick, right? I'm sure you're probably the same way. So we all have standards. We need to stop acting like that's delusional, first of all. Also, in society, who better to be the most social than Christians? When you're more social, you can talk to more people about Christ. You can spread the word, spread the gospel more, get more people saved, get more people delivered, cast out demons, heal more people, right? Matthew 16. You can do more of that the more social you are, right? So if you're in school, maybe you're watching this, you're in high school. Most of the guys that I talk to in like the King's Hall and such are 15 to about like 25. So high school, college, just out of college. You should be like the most social person around, because then you can be the representation of Christ and lead more people to Christ. So even the foundation to being more social ultimately will lead more people closer to God when you're acting in a Christ-like way. If you're still watching this and you're wondering, Ryan, this is great. Yeah, I agree. But like, what about the social anxiety? What about the fear of the rejection? Here's the only thing that you really need to know. This is such a simple mindset, and once you adapt it, it's going to change everything for you. Let me give you a hypothetical, right? If I told you that, you know, both of us have this idea of our ideal type of woman, right? The beautiful feminine wife, the types of things that she does, the type of things that she wears. You can imagine what it would be like to dance in the kitchen with her, or bake cookies with her, or drift off to sleep next to her. Like, you can imagine all this different type of stuff, right? What if I told you your ideal woman was 9 rejections away? Like, after you got rejected by 9 different women, then you would find your wife. How excited would you be to get that first rejection, because then you knew there's only 8 more to go, then there's only 7 more to go, then there's only 6 more to go, right? We can extrapolate this same mindset to anything. If I told you it was going to be your 4th business that made you a millionaire, how excited would you be to start the first business, right? Because it's ultimately the stuff that you're going to learn from the first 3 failed businesses that then you're going to be able to make your 4th business and become the millionaire. And it's kind of the same thing with social skills, right? You might mess up a little bit, and that's completely fine. But ultimately, as you do it more and more and more, it'll get better and better and better. You'll become more and more comfortable with it, and eventually it just becomes second nature. Ultimately, here's the mindset, right? Everything that you want in life is on the other side of what you fear. So if we take that mindset, right, and we apply it to what I just said. Okay, so you're scared of getting rejected, but ultimately what you want is 9 rejections away. Okay, cool. So let's get rejected one time, and now you're closer to what you actually wanted. If it's the business idea, okay, cool. You're scared about failing a business, totally understandable. But if it's gonna be the 4th business that is ultimately gonna make you a millionaire, this fear is now so small, right, to the actual outcome that I want, then now I'm just gonna go do it, and I'm almost gonna seek to fail, right? So if you have the mindset that finding your wife or finding the successful business or any area of Christ-focused self-improvement is a certain amount of failures, a certain amount of rejections away, and ultimately what you actually want is really on the other side of what you fear, now you can almost flip the switch like it's a game. It takes away expectations, because then when most dudes talk to women now, I feel like most young guys probably struggle with this. Because you're so hyper fixated on finding your future wife, on the idea of not getting rejected, oh, that might be my wife. You see a girl walk into church, oh, that's my wife, man. You see a pretty girl on social media that has a Christian Bible verse in her bio, and now you're thinking, oh, that's my wife, right? If you just kind of adapt the mindset that I'm probably a few more rejections away, and ultimately everything that I want is on the other side of what I fear, you can lose the expectations for how the convo's supposed to go. Lose the expectations for how the interaction's supposed to go. Oh man, I hope that I say the right thing so that way I make her laugh enough so that she'll like me, so that then she'll go out on a date with me, so that hopefully eventually we can date enough so that we can marry. When you really think about it, that's the mindset that most dudes have. And when you think about it like that, it's like, no wonder you have so much anxiety towards this. No wonder you feel so much pressure from yourself to make this work, because you extrapolate it all the way out to there. That's just my advice, but Christ-focused self-improvement is what I teach. I hope you found this video helpful. Down in the description below, we have the King's Chat. That is our free community. You're welcome to come join, as well as I have the King's Hall down there. I'll leave that linked as well. Subscribe for more. I'm trying to upload every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Stay blessed. Peace.